Before the fireworks, before the parades and hot dogs, before freedom was declared with ink on parchment, there were people. People whose names we will never know. Men, women, and children whose stories were never recorded, whose courage was never rewarded, but whose bravery built the freedom we celebrate today. Boston Harbor, December 16th, 1773. On a cold December night, crates of tea splashed into Boston Harbor. History remembers Samuel Adams and the Sons of Liberty, but it was the hands of many that made it possible. Women like Sarah Bradley Fulton, who disguised patriots in Mohawk paint, and Deborah Sampson, who passed messages in laundries, children who carried notes in their shoes, dock workers who turned their eyes away so the crates could fall. They were there, risking everything, their courage rippling across the black water, calling for freedom before freedom even had a name. The writers no one knows we know of Paul Revere, but what of the others? Sybil Ludington, just 16, who rode 40 miles through rain and darkness, dodging British patrols, calling out to rouse militias as Danbury burned. Israel Bissell, who rode nearly 4 days, over 345 miles, shouting, to arms, the war has begun." And the dozens of unnamed farmers and teenagers who mounted tired horses, pounding on doors in the dark, choosing courage over fear, so a nation could awaken to defend its freedom. Valley Forge, winter 1777. Snow covered the ragged tents of Valley Forge, winds slicing through cloth and flesh alike. History remembers Washington, but there were others. Joseph Plum Martin, a teenage soldier who survived on fire cakes and frozen roots, and Mary Ludwig Hayes, Molly Pitcher, who carried water to men at the cannons, then took up a ramrod when her husband fell. There were countless mothers who baked bread from scraps, boys who chopped wood until their hands bled, girls who sang softly to the sick, their songs lifting hope into the cold air. July 4th, 1776. When the Declaration of Independence was signed, many of the signers paused, knowing they signed their potential death warrants. Outside in the streets, people gathered. Thomas McKean, who would fight on the front lines while serving in Congress, Caesar Rodney, who rode 80 miles through a storm to vote for independence despite illness, and unnamed merchants, dock workers, tailors, immigrants, enslaved people, and servants who read the words aloud to each other, tears in their eyes, holding children close, uncertain of tomorrow, but certain that freedom was worth the risk. The spies without names. Freedom was won not just with muskets, but with whispers. James Armistead Lafayette, an enslaved man who became a double agent, feeding false information to Cornwallis while sending secrets to Lafayette, helping trap the British at Yorktown. Anna Strong, who hung coated laundry on her clothesline to signal safe drop points, and Hercules Mulligan, a tailor who risked death to pass on British plans. And there were so many others, farm wives who listened at tavern tables, stable hands who memorized troop movements, and children who carried messages sewn into their linings. The countless hands that built freedom. For every name we remember, there are thousands we never will. Farmers who left fields to fight, women who kissed sons goodbye with a trembling smile, fathers who held daughters one last time before marching away, children who grew up under the sounds of war, dreaming of a day when freedom would be theirs. Freedom is not the work of the few, it is the gift of the many. It was built by ordinary people who did extraordinary things, by people who believed in something bigger than themselves, and who chose courage over comfort so we could live free. Today, when you watch fireworks light up the sky, when you hold a sparkler in your hand, when you laugh under the summer night, remember them. The ones whose names are lost, whose faces are forgotten, but whose courage lives on in every burst of light, in every breath of freedom, in every moment of peace we hold today. Happy Independence Day. May we live lives worthy of the freedom they gave us.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.